Welcome to Module 1 of OmniCorp's Time Travel Compliance Onboarding Experience. This training tape was produced in accordance with the 1986 Temporal Accord and approved by Internal Review Sector 7, following the findings from the November incident. If you are viewing this tape, your clearance has been provisionally accepted. Your timeline will be evaluated upon completion. Let us begin. Section 1. Corporate Welcome. At OmniCorp, we believe in forward movement, backward movement, lateral movement, and all other movements as defined in the Temporal Mobility Handbook, Revision 3B. As a time travel compliance officer, you are responsible for maintaining synergistic timeline alignment across approved chronozones. This ensures operational consistency and minimizes the need for retroactive employee correction. Your role is essential. Your observance is mandatory. Your memory integrity will be audited weekly. Remember, punctuality in time is as important as punctuality in the office. Failure to note deviations may affect your performance review. Section 2. Basic Protocols, Time Travel. Compliance is built upon 3 foundational pillars. 1. Observe anomalies. 2. Report deviations. 3. Avoid direct contact with your unregistered past or future selves. Failure to follow these pillars may result in reassignment to the static division. You will recognize static division personnel by their reflective visors and absence of shadows. Do not attempt to speak to them. They have completed their service observation protocols. During temporal field assignments, you may encounter non-compliant entities. These may include individuals who should not be here yet, individuals who should not be here anymore, individuals who insist they know you even when they do not resemble you, individuals who display pre-November incident echoes. All such individuals must be logged on Form T19, Unanticipated Presence. Documentation. If the entity refuses compliance, apply Protocol Slate Wash as outlined in your field manual. Please note, entities removed through Slate Wash are not considered missing. They are considered resolved. Remember, any attempt to flee your assigned chronozone may affect your evaluation reporting deviation. Deviation reports must be filed within 9 chronominutes of detection. This corresponds to approximately 113 baseline seconds, adjusted for local year density. If your assigned year contains irregular gravity memories, contact Sector 7 for recalibration. Deviation forms to memorize include TC12, minor ripple entry, TC-teen, medium ripple entry, TC-teen, ripple entry. Requiring amputation, TC-teen, ripple entry, resulting in post-linear collapse, TC-teen, ripple entry. From unauthorized observer timeline, familiarity with these forms is not optional. Incorrect form usage may invalidate your existence. Please smile while filing. It improves alignment, avoiding direct contact with yourself. On rare occasions, you may encounter versions of yourself from adjacent continuities. If this occurs, do not panic. Do not approach. Do not acknowledge the shared memories. Do not answer if they ask, "Is this the run where we make it?" Do not attempt to verify whether their injuries match your own. Instead, provide them with Form DNR-12, self-encounter inquiry deferral, and report the incident to Human Resources. If your alternate self refuses the form or begins to degrade, step back and allow the self-containment unit to intervene. They will arrive before you have time to worry. They always do. Do not intervene manually. Section 3. Paperwork and departmental cross-checks. Accurate paperwork prevents unnecessary corrections to your timeline. Your documentation packet includes Form TC001, Temporal Presence, Verification Form TC002, Identity Stabilization Acknowledgement Form TC666, Cross-Continuum Consciousness Transfer Form, 47B Memory Reassignment Request, Form 47C, Memory Reassignment, Appeal Form 47D, Memory Reassignment Appeal, Withdrawal Form 98, Shadow, Report of observing something behind yourself, Form TC666, Cross-Continuum Consciousness Transfer Use, TC66, when instructed to exchange consciousness with a cleared alternate version of yourself. This process is painless for most employees. In rare cases, side effects may include discomfort, repeated déjà vu, the sensation of being watched by individuals you cannot see, a persistent belief that this is not the correct version of your life, physical displacement, non-physical displacement, reappearance of memories from the pre-accord cycles, reappearance of memories that have not occurred yet, mild eye irritation. If symptoms persist, notify HR. They will schedule an alignment interview to determine whether the correct consciousness is currently inhabiting your body. You will answer honestly. Your cooperation is appreciated. Alignment necessary. Section 4. Encounter protocols. Your work may bring you into contact with subjects experiencing paradox tension. It is important to remain calm. Paradox is not inherently dangerous. It becomes dangerous only when observed. In all interactions, speak slowly and use approved corporate language. Below are common field scenarios. Scenario A. The subject recognizes you from a timeline you have not experienced. If the subject addresses you by a name you have not yet used, follow this process. 1. Maintain neutral posture. 2. Ask them, what cycle is this for you? 3. Record their response, even if they refuse to speak or begin to glow. Issue form. IR7, premature familiarity notice. 5, step back. 6, step further back. 7, if the subject begins to recite details from the November incident, leave the area immediately. Do not allow them to touch you, even accidentally. Do not respond. Scenario B. Your past self asks about their termination date. This is normal. This is expected. This is part of the job. Refer them to HR Form DNR 12. Do not provide specifics. Do not display emotion. Do not answer if they ask, how much longer do we have? Compliance ensures both of you remain structurally intact. Remember, smiling while denying information improves temporal alignment. Scenario C, temporal creatures. If you encounter an organism that appears to move between frames, speak out of sequence, exhibit reverse aging, acknowledge events prior to its creation, look directly into the camera recording this training tape, contact Sector 7. Do not attempt to classify the creature. Taxonomy is no longer reliable. Creature observed. Section 5. Unsettling but standard policies. The following policies are active across all operational chronozones. Mandatory memory reassignment. Employees exposed to grade 3 paradoxes or higher must undergo memory reassignment within 48 baseline hours. This ensures optimal productivity and prevents undesirable questions such as, why do I remember 2 childhoods? Why is there another version of me waiting in my home? Why do people keep mentioning the November incident when it hasn't happened yet? Why is my reflection not synchronized with my movements? Requests for voluntary reassignment may be submitted using Form 47B. Uncooperative employees will receive automatic reassignment during routine wellness checks. All memories removed during reassignment become property of OmniCorp. Memories. Logged corporate alignment therapy. If your timeline becomes out of step, you may be enrolled in synergistic timeline alignment therapy. This procedure eliminates contradictory versions of yourself across adjacent continuities. Your cooperation is mandatory. Your absence afterward is considered a sign of success. Remember, attendance is permanent. Static division transfers. Should your temporal stability fall below acceptable thresholds, you may be transferred to the static division. Static division staff complete valuable work. Their internal state is constant. Their loyalty is unwavering. Their silence is total. Promotion is permanent. Reversal is not recommended. Section 6. Advanced Temporal Risk Management. As a time travel compliance officer, you will routinely encounter situations in which the timeline expresses volatility. Volatility is defined as any observable event that appears inconsistent, recursive, or emotionally distressing. Your emotions are not relevant. Their existence is merely a diagnostic indicator. Understanding volatility ensures safer fieldwork, fewer paradox ruptures, and reduced need for mandatory consciousness resets. Remember, compliance may save your existence. The 3 warning categories are Category A, mild chronological disturbance, Category B, human-centric instability, Category C, structural reality breakdown. Let us review each category in detail. Categories. Category A, mild chronological disturbance. Mild disturbances include shadows, detaching briefly from their owners, incorrect weather for the registered date, a person speaking in your voice before you speak, short-term duplication of objects or memories. If you witness any of the above, file TC22, low-grade temporal drift. If the shadows attempt to interact with you, escalate to TC23. Do not allow the shadows to gesture toward unseen objects. This behavior has predictive significance we are not authorized to discuss. Remember, shadows do not forgive mistakes. Shadows observed. Category B, human-centric instability. These disturbances involve discrepancies centered around living subjects, typically people close to the point of alteration. Common signs include a coworker who insists they spoke to you earlier today, even if you did not exist in that location yet. A stranger who recognizes you from a timeline you have no memory of. A loved one crying uncontrollably the moment they see you, someone referring to you by a name you do not use until later cycles. These incidents indicate proximity drift. The timeline is attempting to correct something about your presence. If drift persists longer than 4 minutes, maintain distance from all reflective surfaces. Mirrors may begin updating before you do. Report the event using IR11, person-based discrepancy notice, and await guidance from Sector 7. Sector 7 understands these phenomena more thoroughly than any living team. Sector 7's findings, however, remain sealed after the November incident. Drift detected. Category C, structural reality breakdown. Category C is rare and requires immediate action. Indicators include the environment becomes too still. Background noise ceases entirely. People around you freeze in place. Geometry does not remain consistent. Your shadow disappears permanently. You become aware of a presence watching from outside the scene, this sense that time is waiting for you to decide something. If you experience any of these, activate your emergency cycle anchor. If the anchor fails to function, close your eyes and remain motionless. Do not run. Movement draws attention. If you hear someone whisper, "You shouldn't be here," understand that this is normal during a Category C event. Do not answer the voice. It is not speaking to you. It is speaking about you. Presence. Observed. After stabilization, file TC99, critical reality defect report, and sign the attached waiver confirming you will not discuss what you witnessed. Not with coworkers, not with family, not with future versions of yourself. Failure to comply may result in permanent reassignment to the static division. Remember, silence is success. Section 7, Temporal Conflict. Resolution and interpersonal paradoxes. Temporal conflict can arise when two or more individuals attempt to occupy the same personal history. This is common in field operations. Do not assign blame. Conflict is simply evidence that the timeline is attempting to correct something, usually you. In this section, you will learn to navigate interpersonal paradoxes using OmniCorp's approved resolution method, also known as the 4 R's. 1. Recognize. 2. Restrain. 3. Reassure. 4. Report. Let us review these steps. 1. Recognize. Recognizing a paradox requires careful observation. Common signs include your partner or teammate insisting an event happened differently. Last time, version of yourself becoming agitated that your memories do not match. An individual possessing memories of conversations that never occurred. A subject screaming when they see you, even if you have just met a stranger claiming you took something from them and refusing to clarify what. During recognition, maintain a neutral expression. The timeline responds negatively to displays of confusion. Confusion detected. 2. Restraint does not imply force unless authorized. If a subject attempts to interfere with your correction cycle, you may gently apply the approved restraint technique, raising one hand, palm forward, and stating in a calm tone, "Conflict noted, alignment pending." This phrase is recognized across all cycles. The subject may become drowsy, compliant, or briefly translucent. If physical restraint is necessary, remember to avoid touching the head, avoid touching the chest, avoid touching the spine, avoid making direct eye contact once degradation begins. Leave eye contact management to qualified containment operatives. 3. Reassurance is crucial. Paradox subjects often exhibit emotional distress, identity fragmentation, or looping speech patterns. To reassure them, repeat the following. Your version is valuable. Your fear is temporary. Your correction will be gentle if you remain still. This script has prevented numerous violent fractalizations since the drafting of the 1986 Temporal Accord. If the subject begins begging you to help them or insisting that you are the one who needs help, do not be alarmed. This is common. The timeline improves through selective pruning. 4. Report. All paradox conflicts must be reported using Form CR21, Minor Personal Paradox, Form CR22, Moderate Personal Paradox, Form CR23, Severe Interpersonal Fracture, Form CR24. Counter with a version of yourself who should not exist. CR24 must be signed by both versions of you, provided both remain adequately coherent. If your other self refuses to sign or attempts to flee the scene, observe whether their shadow behaves normally. If the shadow is missing or delayed, initiate protocol lockstep and await the self-containment unit. They were notified at the moment the paradox began. Their arrival is guaranteed. Unit en route. Ending speech. You have reached the conclusion of this extended training segment. If your breathing has become uneven, take comfort. This indicates the material has integrated with your memory pathways. Your progress will be evaluated during tonight's cycle review, whether or not you remember participating. Evaluation is continuous. Understanding is optional. As you advance in your role as a time travel compliance officer, remember, the timeline is not hostile. The timeline is not kind. The timeline is simply responding to you. If you find yourself remembering details not presented in this tape, do not be concerned. Leaked memories from adjacent cycles are a sign of potential promotion or early termination. The distinction is not relevant at this stage. Promotion, termination. Before this module ends, we ask that you hold still. This allows our alignment system to capture your baseline configuration. Do not blink. Do not turn around. Do not acknowledge the additional presence you may now sense beside you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your silence. Thank you for contributing to OmniCorp's ongoing mission, preserving the future by adjusting the past until it cooperates. This concludes the authorized portion of your onboarding. Please remain exactly as you are until the screen goes dark. Welcome to OmniCorp. Your timeline has been noted. Final viewer. Feedback triad. Subscribe to receive all future compliance updates. 2. Like this transmission so we may verify your emotional steadiness. 3. Comment below with the timestamp of any disturbances, glitches, or unauthorized presences. This information supports our continuing effort to locate the source of the November incident. Your cooperation is appreciated. Tape complete.